What's up, resellers? I'm Rebecca and you're watching Rebecca the Reseller. Thanks for joining me today for another What Sold on Poshmark video, one of my favorite videos to do. Took a few weeks off. I apologize, but I have some recap numbers for you today as well. If you're new here, welcome. Hi, I'm Rebecca. I am a semi-full-time reseller on Poshmark and ThredUp, and I dabble in a few other things. And my channel is all about reselling content, how to increase your Poshmark sales, Poshmark tips and tricks, what's sold on Poshmark, all that good stuff. I share pretty much everything that's going on with me in my reselling business. Be sure to check out the description below. That's where I share with you all of my recommendations for all things reselling. So this past week that we're going to talk about, I sent out 50% offer to likers on my entire closet, and I made over $500 in just one day. It's the very first time I had a $500 sales day. I'm so excited that it finally happened, and it happened early in 2021. That way I have many more times to do it again and hopefully maybe even hit $1,000. Overall, in the week that we're going to talk about, I did over $1,300 in sales, as you saw from the thumbnail. So let's go ahead and dive in and talk all about it. I am excited to share with you what sold on Poshmark for me this week. First, let's go ahead and get into a little bit of a sales summary. So as I mentioned, I did skip a couple of weeks. My son, Gio, who is 5, just started an in-person VPK program. And so with the last couple of weeks, I've really just been focused on getting him set, but I am looking forward to getting back on track with my weekly What Sold on Poshmark videos. So just to recap where I left off with my last What Sold video, it ended Christmas Day. So for the week of December 26th through January 1st, I did $740 in sales. The week of January 2nd through January 8th, I did $542 in sales. So not crazy good. But this week that we're discussing is January 9th through January 15th, and that I did over $1,300 in sales, in part due a lot to the offer to likers strategy at about $500 in sales. And I have a couple of other things to tell you about. There's a couple other reasons that I attribute a really big sales week, and this isn't big for me in past experiences. When I did a lot of Poshmark selling before the pandemic, I had regularly $1,200 weeks, $1,300 weeks. I'm very excited now that I've gotten away from ThredUp a little bit more back into Poshmark and I'm building up my Poshmark inventory, that I can start to see those kinds of sales again and hopefully break into that $2,000 per week. We'll see. So people always ask, what are my active listings like? So right now I have 617 active listings. Obviously that fluctuates from day to day. So right around this period, because it is a week old, it was about high 500s, low 600. I do include boutique and thrifted items in my closet, and I really like selling both, and I may touch on that a little bit throughout the video. As far as the number of listings I did, usually I do about 10 per day. That's kind of a good baseline for me right now, putting up 10 brand new listings per day. I will probably increase that as the year goes on, but right now I am doing a lot of projects. So I get up my 10 per day and then I work on projects the rest of the day, and it works really well for me. So this past week, the week of the 9th through the 15th, I listed 69 items, and that brought in a total value of $3,464 to my closet. I have been tracking this metric lately about how much value I'm adding of the listed item. Now, I sold in this week 61 items for a total sales, as you know, of $1,383. What's great about this is that I listed 69 items and I sold 61 items. Now, again, I did the big offer to likers, and that can be, a reason for a lot of that. But to have a week where you list a certain amount and basically sell the same amount, that's a really good week. And what I try to do is at least sell half to exactly the amount that I list. So if I list 100 items, I want to sell anywhere between 50 and 100 items. And that's kind of my general baseline and rule of thumb that I shoot to do. Now let's check out the sales from this week. Okay, so here we have the sales for January 9th through January 15th pulled up. I just like to give a quick little overview so you can kind of get an idea of everything that sold. I am not going to show you all of these sales because, as you can see, it is a lot. I sent out those aggressive offers, and so a lot of it is due to that. But I am going to highlight some noteworthy sales. I'm also not going to share with you all of the like duplicate items, especially because I have boutique and multiple quantity listings. Sometimes they can be duplicates, and I've talked about some of these before. So we'll just talk about some notable things. I have them all ready, but I did want to mention, so the key things that happened this week was the 50% off offer to likers that resulted in over $500 in sales. Then I sold a lot of cashmere this week, a lot of athletic wear, specifically Lululemon and Athleta, that I had been purposefully stocking my store with because it is the beginning of the year and people are buying their athletic wear to get fit for those New Year's resolutions. I sold over $500 in just boutique items. I am so impressed with that. I haven't really been tracking on a weekly basis how much in sales I've done just for my boutique items, but this week, because I had so much sales, I said, let me just take a look. So I did overall $1,300 in sales, and $500 of it was just for my boutique. I was really happy with that. And if you don't know, I am a course creator and I have a Poshmark boutique course where I share everything you could ever want to know about having a Poshmark boutique. What to order, how to order, when to order. I share my vendors. I give specific listing tips, specific sales strategy tips. It's intense, it's meaty, it's self-paced, and it's available for only $47. Check out the link down below if you would like to get started with that, because it can really help you build up your sales without doing a whole lot of extra work. So let's dive into the sales. First up is this Aritzia Babaton Keith jacket blazer in black. Now, I did note here that Meghan Markle had worn this in white, and I included that photo. And the way I found out about that was actually doing my research and saw that someone else had noted that in their sold listing for the same jacket. So I went ahead and built off of that. Now, I'm not sure if that's the reason why this jacket sold or not, but we've all heard that, you know, Meghan Markle has that Midas touch, and so things that she wears, people want to wear. So this sold for $35. Perhaps if I waited longer, I could have gotten more, but these days I am keeping everything at home. I have over 600 items at home where I used to have a storage unit. So for me, space is very precious and I just can't keep things forever around. Next up are these Lululemon leggings, full length navy blue, and they sold for $52, which I thought was fantastic because I had them as a retail of $98. I'm terrible at finding out what kind of Lululemon leggings they are. Other things like t-shirts and, you know, capes and wraps and things like that, other sorts of tops, I can usually find out exactly what they are, even shorts, but for some reason I just have a real hard time with Lululemon, and I find that if you have the style name and obviously a stock photo, you can get more for them. So I was really happy with getting $52 for these. Next is an Athleta purple print whatever skirt, sold for $24. I thought this was great. This was a little bit of a perhaps older style just based on the label, and I had done a big purchase of athletic wear from swap.com, one of my favorite places for online sourcing. Check out my referral link down below. We each get 40% off when you use it. And for me, I was just happy that this one sold because when I got it, I didn't know how old it was, how old the style would work, but so at least it sold. So I was happy with that. Next up is this Lululemon All Yours tee. And this Vita C, I don't know how to say it, is apparently the material that it's made out of. And I do think that some people pay attention to that. So I was able to look this up on Lulu Fanatics. I think that's what it's called. LuluFanatics.com is where I usually can find a lot of the Lululemon pieces that I need to find the style name or the stock photos, what have you. So this sold for $35. Next was a bundle order. These were 2 necklaces, one in gold, one in silver. This is costume jewelry from my boutique. The person bundled them both and then I sent them an offer. This is one of those really great things about having boutique items. I didn't have to do any extra work for this. All I had to do was shipping. The listings are still up. They can sell again and again. And I really love that jewelry is small and doesn't take up a lot of space. There's a lot of reasons why I go through why jewelry is a great category to get into, but I also go over all of the other categories that I've looked at or have sold in for boutique in my course if you want to check that out. So this was 2 necklaces for $25. There's a great profit margin on that. Next up is another jewelry bundle. These were all 3 similar, like turquoise and silver boho type pieces. And so I've really found that trend, things that you can add good keywords to, can do well. So it was basically 3 very similar earrings, just each a different style, but they were both silver and turquoise, and they sold all in a bundle. I have a promotion going on all the time in my closet, which is 3 jewelry items for $35 with free shipping, and that's what happened here, except I think she made an offer for $35 and I just took it, not realizing that I wasn't sending out the offer to her. Like, if somebody sends me an offer that doesn't include the discount, I'm still going to accept that offer. I'm not going to say, no, let me give it to you cheaper. So I do have that promotion going on. She sent me for an offer for $35 and I took it. Next up is this new with tags Erin Featherston silk sheer blouse in blue. I also had this in green. Both of them have sold. I didn't know too much about this brand before, but I have now apparently sold 2 silk blouses that were new with tags from this brand for $40, which I thought was pretty good. I do have a new with tags dress from this brand that is still in my closet, so we'll see what happens with that. Next is a Bowden embroidered tunic top in navy blue. This also sold for $40, which I was really happy about. Bowden is one of those things where I like to sell it. I know that people like it, but I guess if you have perhaps an older style or a certain style, maybe it's not as popular. So I don't know all the wherefores and whyfores of the style, but I am happy to get $40 for that top. Next up was a great example of why I love selling boutique items. I've said it before, when people order thrifted items and boutique items together. So this was a Charter Club luxury 100% cashmere poncho, which, if you guys don't know, I love selling cashmere. I try to get every cashmere piece I possibly can, and I love selling it. But Charter Club is not usually a brand that I typically like to sell. It is a Macy's house brand. Perhaps it's found elsewhere, I'm not sure. But their Charter Club luxury 100% cashmere items, every time they sell, and they usually sell pretty quickly. I've sold several at this point, so that's a really great kind of bolo. We had that as the base of the bundle, then she added the gold serpentine earrings, the gold boho necklace, and then this tie-dye caftan beach swim cover up, which is awesome and has sold really well. So she got a great deal on this because the offer was $63. It did have a shipping discount, and so I ended up with $48 on this. But given my pricing for the jewelry items and the cashmere poncho, that still is great profit margins for me. I do pay up significantly for the boutique beach swim cover up, so I'm always mindful of what my profit is going to be there because it is a popular item. I know it can sell and I want to make my margin on it. But this was a great bundle, and why I love having people bundle boutique and thrifted items together. It just increases your cart size or bundle size. Next up, Prana Sky Cannon Camo. Man, that's gonna be tongue twister. Prana Sky Cannon Camo Capri Joggers. Yeah. So they're an $89 item. I actually paid up for these from a buy sell trade store. I saw them. I looked them up. It seemed like they had a pretty good selling price. This was actually a little bit lower than some of those other selling prices, but I don't want to keep things, especially if I pay up for them. As long as I'm making a decent profit, I want to flip it. So that was a pretty quick seller. Again, an athletic item, and worked well. This I wanted to include because it's just a J. Crew front slit black tweed career skirt. So J. Crew is everywhere. It's hopefully easy to find for you. Obviously, I can get it pretty easily. And so in some situations, I don't even want to sell J. Crew anymore. But the thing is, it does sell. And there's some things that J. Crew, is known for, like a good pencil skirt or their blazers, and obviously a lot of their career wear. So for me, there are certain things that I will go ahead and continue to do, but I'm not putting all J. Crew in my store anymore. I'm just not really doing it because you can't get a lot for it. And here's an example of why. I think I had it up for $25 because it's just a basic skirt. You can't really ask too much more than that. It wasn't new with tags, and I had it on the 50% offer to liker, so it sold for $12 with a shipping discount. So I'm still making profit. I'm not losing money. I'm not worried about it, but I didn't get a lot of money for my time on this piece. And so it is something that I'm trying to be more mindful of, and why I wanted to include it, just to say, just because it's popular, just because it sells, doesn't necessarily mean it's worth your time. It depends on where you value your time. If you're starting out, then this is a great kind of piece for you because it'll help you recoup your investment a lot quicker, knowing that it will sell. It's an easy piece to list. But as you do this a little bit more, you may want to then try to reach and strive for other types of things. Next up is a Zara white and black oversized open front marled cardigan, and again, same thing with this. I only got $17 for it. That's fine. I only paid a couple of bucks for it, and it's one of those things where You can sell it, might as well sell it, but it's not something that I'm really focused on right now, and wanted to just make that point again with a Zara piece. This, oh my God. So I'm really not doing a lot of Talbots either right now, but when I saw this, because I do order pre-owned bulk items, and so when I get a box in, I'm going through it for the first time. It's like a big giant mystery box. And so for me, when I saw this, I was like, yes, this is a piece that I want to sell. One, it's outerwear, it's a nice coat. Two, it's zebra print, and so somebody will want that. It's animal print, it looks really good, it's nice, and like someone is gonna like this. I did have it up for $50. It sold with the 50% off. I would have liked a little bit more for it, but again, keep it moving. I don't want to sit on this, you know, that's fine with me. But this is an example of, even if it's a basic brand like a Talbot's, if you find that more substantial piece that you know you can keyword well, it will look good in pictures, it's a piece that would be desirable for someone, then go ahead and include that in your closet. Next up is a J. McLaughlin brown tan color block skirt. And this is just one of those things where I love selling J. McLaughlin. I love to sell it a lot more before. Now it's kind of like, a little bit, but I have pretty much all of my J. McLaughlin pieces up for $50, and then knowing that if I send a 50% offer, I'll end up with $25, and I feel like that's fine. So this was just a great basic kind of sale, nothing too crazy, and it's got those good earth tone colors and a faux suede. St. John yellow Santana knit blazer. This was really pretty. I knew it would show up well in the photos. It looks really good, and it's St. John collection. I had it up for 150% offer to likers. It sold for $50. I think it was one of the very first sales once the offer, once I was sending out the offers. So I was happy to see some higher end items also sell in the sale as well. J. McLaughlin printed knit A-line shift dress sold for $25. Again, I had it up for $50. It sold on the 50% for $25. That's okay with me. Chico's. So this is the Chico's Modern Ponte Pieced, is that right? Pieced jacket red, perhaps. I don't know. I had some paneling in it. I like Chico's more substantial pieces like a jacket, like a blazer, because you can easily look up stock photos based on the stock number. I'm hoping, let me know in the comments below if you want me to do a video on some of the better brands to do a stock photo for. There are certain brands that I know for the most part I can usually find a stock photo, and so I don't mind including them in my closet because I know it's going to be easy to find the name, find the stock photo, throw it up, and get some money for it. Even if it's not a ton of money, it's just an easier listing process, and this is one of those pieces. So again, I had it up for $50. It sold for $25. Bing bang boom, thanks very much. Another tried and true is the Express Portofino shirt. I'm sorry that I'm kind of highlighting a lot of basic type things here, but I do think that I have a lot of seasoned people that watch my channel, and then also new people. And so I think it's good for everyone to be reminded of some of those basics that no one's too good to sell. Like, I do want to up level my closet. I want to have better sales, higher ASP, better brands, more desirable things, do more for my money. But I'm also not going to snub my nose at something I know will sell. An Express Portofino shirt will always sell, at least for now anyway. I've sold tons of them in all kinds of prints. They always sell quickly. I don't know what's the big deal, but everybody loves it. So this sold for $17. Yes, please. And here was a great sale of the week. I don't know if it was the best sale. I should have looked. I wanted to just share notable sales this week. I wasn't going to look for like, these were the best, these were the worst. I just wanted to share things that I had a tip to give you or wanted to share a reminder with you. So Johnny Was zip up hoodie. I tried to find the stock photo, but I couldn't find one. Retails for $248. I had it up for, I don't remember, but I got an offer for $70 and I took it. I did pay up for it, but it wasn't like super crazy. It was under $15 that I paid for it. So I felt like for the fact that it sold quickly, for the fact that I probably tripled my money at least, that was good. So I was happy to pay what I paid for it to get this kind of return. So I thought that was great. I don't find a lot of Johnny Was. This might even be the very first thing I've ever listed. That was Johnny Was. That was a good sale. And last one I wanted to show is Zara high-rise frayed raw hem crop jeans. This was a Poshmark to Poshmark flip. They are out there. You can do it. You have to be careful. You have to be mindful of what you're buying and the price that you're paying and what it is and who you're buying from, and then see if you can get more for it the way that you do it. Do you do better photos? Can you list it better? Are you going to do a stock photo and they didn't have a stock photo? There's a lot. Do you have a better following than they do? Do you share more often than they do? There's a lot of reasons why I felt like I could buy this from someone and then flip it myself. And it's not all related to the number of followers, though I do have a lot, because we know that followers doesn't necessarily equal sales. But I do think that there's a lot of things that I do in my basic practice in my business that make me a better seller than someone. And so depending on this, if this was an item that that person had in their own closet and they were just getting rid of, or they bought it and just wanted to get rid of it and hopefully are making a small profit, potentially we both have the opportunity to make money on this item. So I don't think that there's anything wrong with that, and hopefully you don't either. But this was just an example of another basic brand, Zara, that I do try to get more substantial pieces. I sold several Zara coats that can do really well, but sometimes an on-trend item like this, that's just a basic, can do just fine for $25. So, and that is it for me today. Thanks for joining another What Sold on Poshmark video. I hope you had a great week of sales. Leave me a comment down below and let me know what your best sale was. I would love to hear it. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Click that notifications bell so you don't miss a thing, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks so much. Bye.